Hi guys, Ariel over here. It's a snowy morning, as you can tell. The forecast says it's not snowing. My eyes tell me they're wrong. And it's about 9 degrees Fahrenheit, so what is that, something like minus 12 C? Something. I'm bad at that conversion, I might be wrong. Anyway, I thought I'd bring you along for just routine morning chores in the winter here. All the birds say hi. Morning, ladies and gents. Usually the first thing I do, open the chicken yard here. They kick their straw around a good bit, so to make that gate actually, or the door actually swing. Gotta kick that back. How you guys all doing this morning? Yeah, see, not everybody's out of the barn yet. So just leave that door open so they can come out. And the first thing I'm gonna do, they have water inside, but they like this outside water. And that, as you can probably tell, what was left from yesterday's frozen salad. This is the ducks' outside daytime water play area in the snow. Over the snowbank way down there, you can't barely see it through the mist, is the tiny house. Barely likes playing with the ice chunks, but this is all ice under the snow, so it's where I tap out more ice. Got that cleaned up, go get them fresh water. Come over to the shop door here and get a bucket of water. Since the wood stove's warm in there, try to put a bucket inside every night, so it's just a little bit warmer than the 40-degree water that comes out of our spring. Just when it's really cold out here, this helps it keep from freezing the next day quite so fast. Even though they have plenty of water inside, most of the hens seem to really like the fresh water. I give them the best. I don't know why. They're picky little creatures. Next step is to put this little special board piece into the doorway so the chickens can come and go, and it mostly keeps the ducks from hopping in there and pooping in the chicken water, which is what ducks like to do. And the ducks are very noisy and demanding until I get to them in the morning. To the door, they're all going to come pouring out around me and come get the rest of this water bucket. They're already headed to their water tub area. I'm going to grab the rest of this bucket of water, and they're trusting that I'm coming this way too. The water tub area is this far away from the rest of it, so they can splash and poop over here. This will actually be in the yard in the summer, where I want water and poop, instead of right in front of their door all day long. I remember I dumped that bucket the night before like I did. It's convenient. Oh, you guys want your fresh water? You do? Some of the chickens follow. We got more coming. Ducks also like their fresh water, but they won't get quiet till I get them their morning bugs. So we better go do that. The chickens are looking for some of the same bugs. That's why they follow me. I know, ladies, I'm going to get them. The camera has a hard time focusing in all the white and snow. So we come back around. Set my bucket down. I'll refill that later for tomorrow morning. Come over to this door. Morning, kitty cats. How's everybody? The kitty ladies all sleep in the feed room. There's Comet, Velcro, Shadow, Dusky, Everybody else coming out. They have lots of beds in the feed room, so some of them sleep there, some there. Some climb way up on these shelves. And we have no mice in our feed room. We're going to stick our head inside here. It looks like Lucky and, I don't know, Midnight and Hazel are laying eggs. And then underneath you can see Doggy with her little babies. Oh, even at 9 degrees. Look, we got at least 2 of them peeking out and running around under Mama. We'll be right back to that. First we're going to get the ducks to be quiet. Back outside, you'll notice the ducks have followed me this way. They know what they're waiting for here. Blow up so much snow when they do that. The camera can't even focus. They've had food all night long. Not that you could tell from the way that they act right now. Here, ducks. And chicks. That's Goldilocks, the chicken. I don't have names for the ducks because I can't tell them all apart. Anyway, these are dried black soldier fly grubs, and everybody loves these in the winter. I don't give them any of these in the summer because they can catch plenty of their own bugs. But the world's a little frozen and white this morning for there to be bugs around. And so we do some of this. Now, these are purchased from Grub Terra. The goal here, long term, is to get our own production going. And probably the next video you see will be of our mealworm farm, where we are in the process of doing that. Anyway, now you can hear how quiet the ducks get. Once they get their bugs, they're quiet and happy. Until they have water and bugs in the morning, they are not. There's already Camo, the chicken. She's one of my favorite colors from this last summer's hatch. And even most of the cats come over to hang out and see what we're doing, even though they don't eat the bugs or play in the water. Hi, pretty Velcro. You're looking super fluffy. Then I come over to the duck side of the yard, where the chickens come and go freely all day because the store is just wide open, and toss some bugs in there. Yeah, you guys can come over. Mostly to bribe all these guys to come in, because they will scratch up all this bedding material. The ducks kind of pack it down, and it gets really firm. And so because their feet are just different than the chickens, so if the chickens are in here through the day, they really fluff it up, and that's nice. The cats also come and go. There's Shadow with Snow on her back, shaking snow off her paws. So now we're done feeding bugs for the morning. Next, I come back over to the shop door and grab not cottage cheese or sour cream. This is my recycled containers, but fermented grain. This is what, a 3-pound container? This is about the amount we are doing now for our flock of 30 birds approximately. Well, 30 chickens and 8 ducks. I guess almost 49 ducks. 8 hens, 1 drake. Anyway, so this is how much fermented grain they are eating per day. Icelandic chickens are very, very thrifty with their feed. So if you have other breeds, you may well need a whole lot more than this. You can check out how we make this fermented grain mix. I've got a video on that. But anyway, I come and just so everyone can get some to eat, and they can entertain themselves by scratching and pecking in the winter. We put some of that in the duck yard area here. They can all spread out, and the ducks will come back and eat some as well. They get the same mix, but we put some in there. Come back outside, and over to the chicken side of the yard. Khaki. And usually, I just dump the rest in this old painter's pan. I don't know why I don't just scatter it into the bedding. I could. We're not doing quite all the rest, though, in this case, because we're going to take a little bit inside for Mama and the chicklets. Anyway, they'll peck at this through the day. That amount takes them more than half the day to eat up. But we've got ladies eating here. Jorg, our lead rooster, has got a bunch of the ladies over there. We're going to go inside. This is how dry and powdery the snowflakes look at 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Very fluffy, perfect crystals. So back in the barn, this never ceases to amaze me. Look at all these little chicks running around out from under Mama. They still have green in there. This little run, and the only reason she's in here is because Foggy is like the bottom of the pecking order, and still no one messes with her chicks, but they do harass her. If this was Blackie or Ember or many of our other moms, they would just be out running with the main flock from day one because they are boss chicken ladies and no one messes with them. But we got to keep her a little protected. So the way you get in here is just to lift up one of our nest buckets and put it out of the way. And yeah, I know you kick bedding into everything overnight because you're a chicken. And we'll give them the rest of the warm fermented grains there. There we go. And of course the water froze overnight in that little dish. I'll get some liquid water. Come back with some liquid water for them. And we're going to make sure they get a handful of bugs, too. Now Mama is making all of her good mama-ing noises. I'll just put this back, get out of the way here. And as soon as she decides I'm not threatening her chicks anymore, they'll all be over there eating and drinking. They are 5 days old today, I believe. No, some are actually out from behind her. I can just barely see them moving, but they're hiding behind Mama, who takes very good care of them. It takes me longer to explain my chores and hold the camera than it does normally to do them. Come back here to our great big bin of mixed grains and seeds, and I just scoop this container about that full. And I will take it back in the shop, pour water over it, put the lid on. Got 3 of these going, so each one has been fermenting, soaking for about a little over 2 full days. When I feed it, I feed the oldest and make a new one every morning. Very easy rotation. And it does have to stay above freezing. In the summer, I just do it right here in the feed room. But the temperature right now in here, even inside, just over 20 degrees. It's warming up slightly out there, and even with uninsulated walls, this does hold a little heat. Let's peek back through this door, see if the babies came out. Well, not yet. We got somebody else gonna lay an egg though. Good girls. Come back outside. That's Pumpkin, marching over to the lean-to because she likes to lay her egg on top of the wood pile there. And now everybody is content for the morning. We've got chickens spread out between both yards here. They come outside some, but they don't so much love all the snowflakes falling on their heads. They don't mind walking through the snow. Jorg's over there with some of the ladies. Leaf is over here with the rest. The ducks are... clear out there in the snow. Happy and quiet. Kittens are saying hi to Barely. Camera? Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's our regular morning chores in the winter. Like I said, it usually takes me less time to do it than if I'm hauling a camera with me, but that's kind of the routine. And then all the critters are good until tonight, when all I do is refill the ducks' feeder. Oh, I forgot. I've got eggs to pick up still, because the ducks all lay first thing in the morning. In the evening, pick up the chicken eggs. The ducks have already laid, and simply close the doors on the yards, because then everyone's safe and secure. They all come in on their own, and that is no issue. They've gotten used to that over time. Works great, but we got eggs yet. So at night I'll refill that duck water dish. That lid on it keeps them from splashing too much out during the night. We got a video on how we made that. But over here in their little duck hut, you can see they still had some mixed grain left from overnight. They like to all lay in one nest, which is handy. And we keep the golf balls in there as a bribe. I don't know what we call it. How many we got this morning? 6. Somebody hasn't laid yet, because we've been getting 7 every day. I assume we will here in a little bit. But I'm going to stick these in my pocket and head inside. And one of the ladies will come back and lay later. The rest all lay early in the morning. But they all like sharing that nest, and so they stay nice and warm. Can you tell our cats and dogs are friends? That's Comet and Midnight, the cats. We do have a midnight cat and a midnight chicken. It's just too good of a name for dark-colored ladies. I've had red-winged blackbirds singing to me every morning now for a couple weeks already. They came back a full month before we saw the first one last year. Not sure what that means, just an observation, but they usually have been singing beautiful songs to me in the morning, in between all the other finches and chickadees and juncos and sparrows and everything else that come and go from the feeders. Tana doesn't always follow me around while I'm doing chores. She's a little getting stiff in the morning. She comes out some, but she likes to nap quite a bit. But, once again, her dogs and cats pretty well get along. She tries to play, but the cats don't really like healer dog play. Often I'll come back out a little later in the day with some sprouts in a jar. These are the exact same alfalfa, clover, broccoli sprout mix we grow for ourselves. We actually eat them out of the same jars, keep a bunch of jars growing, and in the winter we share the extras with the birds because they get really excited about these little green things, especially for the ducks. If I put them in water, and they can slurp them out of the water. Usually they go at this much more aggressively. I think they're nervous about the camera. You ladies camera shy? Slurp them up like fresh greens. You don't want sprouts. Chickens also enjoy grabbing clumps of sprouts. So I come in here and give them some handfuls. Peck them all apart and slurp them down. This is, of course, something we don't feed them in the summer because there are plenty of green things they can eat on their own then. You've got some sprouts stuck on your tail. Toss some sprouts under there. Mama hasn't brought the chicklets out yet. It's midnight making her I need to lay an egg noise. Thanks for spending your valuable time with us.
I hope you learned something interesting and useful.
Or found something beautiful here.